Welcome to Steam and Steel episode 2. In the first episode, I forgot to turn on sound for the game audio, so you couldn't hear the game audio at all. And we made our way up to the where is it? The forest camp, and I found that some of the tracks I laid were floating because I made it in map mode. So in between episodes, I have changed spline type to the 15 foot ballast embankment. And I filled in the areas where the track was floating. It did cost a bit of money, so I've done a few trips to get 15,000 money back. We started with 20,000 money, so we're still 5,000 down from what we started with. Today, I will want to head more towards the lumber mill first. However, we could head to the tannery depending on how close it is, because I'm pretty sure the tannery takes. It keeps deleting that track instead of the buffers. The tannery, I'm pretty sure, takes cordwood, whereas the lumber mill takes not cordwood, logs. So the two industries are slightly different to each other. I'm going to plot the track there. Delete mode. It keeps. There's something really annoying is I keep aiming at the buffers, and the buffers highlight red, and then it still deletes the other track anyways, right? So we're going to place stretch track out here, turn off grade and curve, and I'm going to switch left. And I'm just going to check in the map. Tannery's there. I can't see the... Oh. It's showed in this... Oh, so all the way over this way. It's a lumber mill, and the fishery is here. This fishery takes tools, cordwood, and machinery. Actually, the fishery is so close that it would be worth it to place a set of points and then start building some track over, actually. It's simple enough route that we should only need to single track it, but it's actually, that looks like a steepish decline, so that's about 266 in elevation. This is 282 feet in elevation. That does mean that there is a negative gradient, so yeah, me accidentally making this curve too large radius should be fine, because we can then try to get a shallower gradient down. So try to loop a little bit outwards, then we'll come back, and then we'll yeah, we'll head into the fishery. That tannery actually looks pretty close, so I probably didn't need to have that set of points. It's negative 2.5, that'll do. I'm going to keep swinging out this way before I head back round to the fishery, right? Okay, so we're gonna now start turning around. Negative 2.1. %, grade, that's very nice. Okay, so now track objects. Switch right. I'm gonna make this a long one. Actually, no, that's short enough. Fine. Long one's 80 foot, I think, because that looks shorter than the other ones. And then I'm gonna have that bit of track there, that bit of track there. Turn on grade and curve to 0. Make the loading platform. And we shouldn't need an extra runaround, but I'm going to add it anyways. So delete mode, track objects, this way. Ooh, right, that stub intersects that track. I wonder if this one is longer, the stub doesn't appear to intersect the tracks. We could connect that back up. Track, Gonna turn off the curve tool. Just bring that bit of track so then we have a pass around for the people who are in the fishery. Okay, so that's 1.5 gradient track objects. Let's grab another set of points. Okay, they're digging into the floor, which isn't that great. So we're going to switch that way. Yep. Connect you to you. And now we have curve. We connect you to you. And now we have a 3-track. 2 of them go to the fishery. 1 of them's passed around. And we are actually very close to the tannery. So instead of connecting up over there, which was my original plan, what I'm going to instead do is a track that does that. I forgot that I have the gradient tool on, so that's just dug into the floor and wasted a bunch of money. We're now only at 11,000 if I round it up. Let's wonder how sharp we can. So if I set some points up here, I'd want them like that. Okay. So we can have track curve off there, and then there. Okay. It's got a very short section of track, so I'm going to extend it to be a bit longer just so that we can have a pass around loop. Then we're going to go back, track objects, yep, there, click, and click. And yeah, so this corner looks quite sharp, so what I might do is instead of having a pass around for a 3rd track for the main, I'm just going to say this is the end of the line. Curve on, gradient on. Spline type. I'm going to hit stone embankment. I'm going to say go to there. Blop. And then track objects, buffers, bosh. Right. So quite close to the water. We'll have enough space to move a short train around or an engine around. And because we're so close to the water, and I don't want to have a sharp curve because that'll go through the rocks and cost a lot more money, because we're only at about 10,000 if you round it. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm just thinking, I'm actually going to delete all of that track. Build mode on. And then, actually what I might do, points this sharper one. If I link it up, what's the gradient looking like? Okay, that's not too bad. I didn't need to do that on the stone embankment because I'm pretty sure that one's more expensive, so let's go back to straight track. And we don't have any risk of floating tracks, so we can just do that. 9209, so what I might do is go with the original plan and try to connect up to those points over there. So curve, if I curve off like 0 curve, okay, that would go there, which isn't desirable. I'm going to turn the gradient on and head round to here. It's a bit annoying that it's sticking into the dirt, but that goes up. Okay. So click there. Now we have a really long spline. So that sort of creates a Y, so never mind, no. It's not a proper Y, so we can't really rotate the locomotive around. But yeah, so we've got Tannery connected and the Fishery connected, and you can go from the Fishery to the Tannery. And yeah, so that seems good. We've only got 6,000, so I don't know if we can make it to the lumber mill anymore. If we can't, I'll just run some trains to the Tannery and Fishery, which will be good because I'm pretty sure they both take cordwood, and we've got 2 cordwood cars. Actually, if I go shop, yeah, it's the ballast wagon that is the cordwood. Is there a bigger one? I thought there was one that was bigger, so wagons, 10-ton ballast. So just checking through. Oh, that can take cordwood. Oh, 11.3 cordwood versus 10-ton ballast wagon at 6. That's 800, and the other one's more than that at 2,000 per. So I don't know if it's worth it yet. Oh, there's a brake fan. That's interesting. Assume you can put that on the back of the train and apply the brakes. I'm not certain, but that's what it seems like. Cordwood 23.6. That's quite a lot. I'm not sure if I want extra cordwood capacity yet, but there's lumber mill. So in theory, if I hit build and when click about there and then dragged it all the way back over this way, that'd be negative 2.3, negative 2.2. Okay, that's actually such a good radius, I don't mind doing that. Okay, track objects. Left, short stub, and then... Okay, I don't know if I can... Alright, I'm just gonna zoom in, that's way too close. Delete my track objects. There is something to remember, which is that if you get too low on money, it stops you at 50 cash, because whenever you buy something it charges you money, so it wants you to always have 50 cash so you don't accidentally soft lock yourself, and we are getting dangerously close to that value because we are at 552 cash right now. So, but curve up there. It's probably a bit too far from the platform actually. And I kind of want to relay this in general, so... Alright, if I point this way, gets the curves on. So then we can also point this one. Ooh, that's not great. Point it that way. This should be close enough. Can I get a curve that could work? Don't know about that. That's really steep, so I'm going to delete mode. Delete that, right. Build mode on. Gonna head back this way. Track objects. Okay, now we can have this. Bop, and then splop. You can go from these points. I don't know if it will let me afford this, but the track itself cost about 3,000. So there too. Oh, okay. So it's just stopped me from being able to spend money because it's too long. Okay, that's unfortunate. Right, so because we can't finish this, what we'll have to do is we'll have to go and deliver a bunch of cordwood. Yeah, looking at it from here, that is quite a shallow slope, so that makes sense why it'd only be 2. I'm gonna aim towards the fishery first, and then once the fishery stops accepting, then we'll head to the other one. I don't know if we'll be able to deliver logs, because the lumber mill's the only place that takes them. And so, yeah, although for the runs where I have enough money, because 53 is probably not enough to buy a full train worth, I would load some logs, deliver them here, and then take the cordwood all the way around. So, let's get started. This engine's been left still, so let's add some coal. There's enough pressure in the Kessel truck for us to turn up the throttle. I'm going to put it quite low, and I'm going to start notching back already, because that generally makes things more efficient. You shouldn't really put the reverse back, especially if you're starting, but I don't want to use up all the pressure we have really quickly, so I'm going to pull it backwards. Okay, actually, this load's light enough that we can just push it really quickly. So yeah, you might notice that in the first episode, this bit of track here was floating, and I've gone through and I've relayed it with the bigger gravel stuff, so it shouldn't be floating anymore. And that's the same with some of the other segments with floating track. I've just gone through and I've reduced how much they float by. The engine's making metal. The safety's going off. I'm gonna block the reverse for this just to stop it complaining. It's gonna complain again because we scooped a bunch of coal in, and if it drafts too much, then it uses a bunch of coal, which makes the fire hotter, and then the water heats up, and then that builds pressure, because pressure, temperature, and area are all related. And in a steam locomotive, the boiler does not change its area, so the temperature of the fire raising the temperature of the water will raise the pressure of the water, which will mean that we can use it to do some work. And in the pistons, it tries to expand, and that's controlled by the valve gear, and then it goes up the chimney. If the reverser is in less of a position, it lets less steam in and out of the cylinders, which means that you have less resisting you, which means you can go faster. And in theory, on really big, long railways, a good train driver would be able to run the train entirely on the reverser and just leave the throttle alone, just because it has that much of an effect on the performance. I think you should be able to hear now that when I put the reverser higher up towards the middle, the chuffs do get a little bit quieter. I don't know if that comes across in editing properly, but also something I did notice whilst I was filming off camera, it has a shake. It's got what people affectionately describe as the 040 shake, where the locomotive just rocks back and forth, and I think that's because the taper of the wheels and the small profile of the wheels mean that it rocks backwards and forwards, side to side, quite often. Something exciting with the cordwood delivery that we're about to make is that we've never delivered to either the tannery or the fishery. I thought it'd be something different. We've not delivered to the tannery or the fishery yet, which means that we should get demand bonuses, which are basically bonuses to say, hey, you haven't delivered here for a while, we're going to give you more money because we haven't had many resources. So think what we could do here is, considering that we don't have enough money to buy logs, we're gonna decouple. I'm gonna apply that brake, just so it doesn't naturally roll off. And that gives us a lighter load to work with. I forgot, we need that forwards. Oh, we coupled them. Good. And then brake. So, open industry, cordwood. Oh! Oh! You can go into the negatives of buying product now. That's useful to know. So, now fully loaded on cordwood. Load a bit more on coal, because with a lighter load we'll reach top speed quicker, and so I can get away with shoving the reverse more central. Something slightly disappointing is that I don't see the throttle rotating to represent. This bar next to the square blue thing, which is meant to be the water gauge, that's what controls the throttle, which is called generally the regulator valve, and opens up a valve in the dome here, and that's lets steam go to the cylinders. The valve gear controls when the steam goes to it, but the throttle says here's some steam. I think that's what the Sheba casting is, because if I move the reverser upwards, it allows more steam in. There's less pressure remaining to push on the. But this lever here in the cab doesn't rotate to reflect the throttle position, which is a bit disappointing because the reverser position in the cab does move to reflect the position. We are going very fast around this corner. It feels like we're going to derail. So yeah, 2 cardboard carts. This is a very light load, so we should be going quite fast, and we've just had a really big gravity assist. And then we'll head to the fishery, we'll unload, and then we'll be able to head back, and then load up again. Then we'll do that a few times until we have enough money to buy some logs. Because I didn't know that the money could go into the negatives, so that's why I've left the logs there. I do need to remember to take off the brakes on the front log cart, or else it'll be very difficult. Well, not very difficult, but it will be more difficult to move than usual. I can activate that crane as you go past. I need to make sure that yes, we are lined right. So first we'll head straight forwards, then we'll head to the right. That'll take us to the fishery. The first trip's outside of the new line. Line built just now, about in the past 23 minutes of me recording. Probably less in editing, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know how it's going to handle this corner, but it should be large enough that it doesn't derail. And also, something I find is, because we're getting close, I'm going to put down the throttle, turn it off actually. Something cool is this game does actually play the noise of you going over the expansion joints, which are basically where they join 2 bits of rail together. Nowadays they typically use thermite welding to melt the rail into one piece, but before they did that they would have like certain length track panels and then bolt them together. Okay, I did not apply the brakes soon enough. We're going to have to reverse. Got a bit of wheel slip, that's fine. Wheel slip is not fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something bad's happened. My internet has died. So, hang on. That means that I now have to... Yep. Okay, right. Cut, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so... I've loaded back in after the internet crash. Turns out the game thinks we were last actually way over here. So we actually have the opportunity to slow down and not miss the fishery this time. It's a bit unfortunate that the internet cable just decided to give up at that exact point in time, but what's more annoying is I've probably spent like 5 or 10 minutes just waiting for Roblox to actually work. Okay, so we're going to slow down now. Alright. Okay, so we're going at slowish pace. A bit of throttle. Right. And stop. The thing with trains is, depending on the weight, they can take quite a while to stop, so, especially if you change the amount of weight that you're carrying. Look at that! High demand bonus times 2. Demand bonus. A little bit. It's got a lot of fish, actually. Can I look? Hang on, what? Okay, so, not map mode, shop, right. What can take fish? Steak wagon? No. Flat wagon. Can it take fish? Yes, it can. 821, we can't afford that. That can take more fish, I think. 20 fish versus 12 fish. This, okay, it cannot take fish. No fish. No fish. No fish. No fish. Just cattle, no fish. Can this take fish? No. Okay, that can take the most fish, but it's very expensive. That can't take anything. Okay, and that can take some fish. So if we want a lot of fish, it's looking like we take I forgot which one it was. This one. Yeah, if we want a lot of fish, seems like we want to spend 2,000 on that one, so that we have one car that can take 33.1 fish. So, anyways, let's get some coal back in. Now they've got a small amount of money, I'll see about delivering some logs back to the freight depot, and then I'll try to get the lumber mill connected back up as soon as I can with the money that we generate. And then afterwards I'm hoping that I can buy a car in this episode so I can farm with it offline, because I'm just generally going to set up some ground rules. I don't want to make new lines off camera or buy new cars off camera, so I'm going to try and see if I can buy a car on camera. I'm going to say that I can run loads, because sometimes running the same route over and over can get a little bit boring to watch. But yeah, let's pull back as you're pushing up a decently steep hill. It's not hugely steep, but it's steep enough to pull back. Okay, so now we're running as efficiently as we can. We're about to get on the flat bit of the line. Okay, so I'm going to start accelerating pretty quickly. Coal shouldn't go down too much, so I'm going to put more in the box. I just remembered that in episode 1 I said you don't want to fill a locomotive with coal, and then I realised it's ambiguous language. What I meant was, you don't want to fill the box right the way to the top with coal, but you do want a lot of coal in there to burn. Because if you put too much in, then you just stuff out the fire and stop it from being able to get any oxygen. So, going pretty quickly, we should be able to make it up these hills, because I tried to max them out at 2.5. I don't know how much we went over whilst we were making it, but... slowly going up. It's doing a pretty big wobble, and that's probably just 4 wheels' lower stability. The taper of the wheels that keeps it centered. With the safety's continuously popping, but that's because we're generating a lot of steam because I put tons of coal in the firebox. Right. I just realised this. I don't know if it was realistic to the prototypes that these were modelled of, but I feel like these shouldn't have buffers because they don't stick out further than the actual coupler. And the actual coupler itself should have some amount of draft gear built into it to prevent like big collisions being directly transmitted. So I don't know why the buffers are there actually. Because I think you can see in the image in episode 1, my rant about the couplings. They don't have the buffers there, which is strange that they're modelled in the game. If anyone knows why they are actually modelled in game, let me know in the comments, because I'm currently just having to assume that that's what they did in real life. Which doesn't explain why they did it in real life. I have just remembered that the brake on that car is still enabled, although if we can't load up on Cordwood without going bankrupt, then we won't couple. Actually, we can load up. Just coupling. Oh, I didn't hear the sound of a successful coupling, so I'm going to apply a bit of throttle. Head over. Pop the coupling. Oh! Brakes disabled. That's strange. Anyways, let's bring it forward so we'll be able to load it. Also, yeah, once again, I haven't mentioned it this episode, but do join my Discord server if you do want to actually play with me on this map, because episode 1 and episode 2 are being recorded before the publication, so nobody's going to be in episode 1 or 2. Don't know if people will be in episode 3, but definitely by episode 4 I should have released other videos, so other people will be able to. We're at negative 57 in K. I want to see if it will allow us to load some more cars, even though we are in debt. Oh no, it's done the thing again. The internet's done the thing. Gonna have to either hope it sorts itself out or cut. So, we're back after the internet interruption. We should be able to now throttle up, brake down, then slowly throttle back, and then put the brake fully on, and then we can load up some more log, even though we are cash negative right now. This wagon's not close to the platform, so let's see if I can. Yes! The stupidest trick that I found, but you can technically just pull the train along by doing this, and I don't know if there's anything the developers can do about it, because it seems like a Roblox thing and not a Steam and Steel thing. Just put it backwards a little bit. I'll push it backwards. Yeah, right. We're going way into the negatives. Right, okay. Now we're fully loaded up, it's time to head down to the freight depot. We do have to stop there, but we won't be unloading the cordwood. We'll be stopping to unload the logs and then decoupling the cars. Then we'll unload the cordwood at the tannery this time, because the tannery will have the 2x bonus, whereas the fishery will only have the 1x bonus for the doubling the demand bonus. And I also don't want to overgive too much product, because if they have too much, then they give less than selling to the freight depot. So I'm going to start spreading it out now, and then. And yeah, one thing with the tanneries, we do need leather, I believe, from the slaughterhouse, which will need stuff from the farm, wherever the farm is, all the way back there. There's another fishery over that way as well. I wonder if we could get to the shipyard and the slaughterhouse and claim it from the lumber mill. That seems like episode 3 stuff. I've been recording for an hour, but I feel like most of that's probably interruptions from the internet cutting out frequently. So yeah, we're not running as efficiently as we could. Right, so coming down this gradient, and then we'll... It's quite a big turn, but I was watching back, and there's probably the only way to have a shallow enough turn that lets us go through without being really steep, because trains don't like steep hills. Your efficiency reduces quite a lot in really steep hills. I'm going to turn off the throttle now and apply a little bit of brake. A little bit more brake. I turn the brake off. It's just because if we slow down now, it would be a lot easier to stop. Because what we need to do is come up to the shed thing, unload, and decouple these cars. So if we decouple, it's now they're technically separate. Okay, actually, I didn't need to decouple them yet. I didn't expect the engine bit to stop so fast, that's why I decoupled them. Okay, so let's pull forwards a little bit. So you're at 51 profits. And then we will brake, full brake, and then we're going to decouple them now. So now these are separate, and we'll run the train in reverse and bump into them on the way back. And then we'll just use them to generate a little bit more money for each trip. So that we're decoupled, we'll pull forwards, brake off, and then whistle. Even though there's no one on the server yet, I still whistle to let people know. I'm gonna see about throttle off. Still gonna bring the reverse back for preparations. Going to try to flick this left. Yes, we got it right. It's just because shorter route to the tannery, and I wanted to get to the tannery anyways, so if we take a shorter route, it's more efficient, use less steam, waste less time. And we can get back to the logs quicker, and we can deliver them. I wonder how much cash it's going to be before we can finally connect the lumber mill and the freight depot, but once they're connected we can deliver logs to the lumber mill, which would be really useful because then we can get all the bonuses from that. And then episode 3 we'll be able to connect up to some other industries as well. It's a little bit sharp turn here. Can I unload you? Probably not. No. Can I unload you? Yes. High demand for 60 per piece. It's quite a lot for high demand bonus. It's only 30 with the regular demand bonus. Okay. E open industry. Okay, so there's, yeah, we need leather. This is 30. It's still a demand bonus. So what I'm going to do now is build. Right. Build mode on. I'm gonna, just in case, I'm gonna have the really steep embankment, which does cost a bit more. Then plonk. Then that should have built some track. Yeah. Okay, that only built a pretty short segment. Okay, so that's probably gonna be quite a lot of money. What I might do is I might cut the recording and then, just because I don't know what to say for the train deliveries anymore, so I'm going to cut the recording and then I'm going to make a bunch of deliveries and then I'll be right back. after the train deliveries. Okay, so I've done quite a bit of running the train back and forth along the track, and I've generated 1,634 cash. So if I go into build mode with map tool, let's see if I can complete supply with the embankment. Link, there we go, it's linked, right. Don't think it's going to connect, but it probably could, right. Ooh, it connected actually, that's great, right. Now we've got a track all the way up to the lumber mill. We've only got 214 cash left, which is a little bit of a problem. Going to reduce change supply type, right, track objects, points, short one, actually they cost the same amount of money. Go plonk, then go plonk. Okay, and that should work. Then I'm going to see how much money the game is willing to let me spend. Make it okay. Okay, right. Can I afford buffers? No. Will I try? Yes. Did it place buffers? Oh, it placed the buffer, but it placed it in the wrong spot. Ah, right, okay. So, track objects. Buffers. There, place, right. Let's just stop running off accidentally. We're going to finish the stuff properly later. Okay, so now we have that route up there. Don't think the lumber mill. Actually, let's check settings. Cargo chain. Lumber mill. Right, what does it take in? Coal, machinery, and logs. And logs in birds. Right, so I'm going to decouple those cars, and then we're going to bring them forwards and move them into one of the sidings that we have, and then we will couple back onto those log cars, take them to the log camp, and then once they're at the log camp, we'll get some logs, then we'll head straight for the lumber. Right, like a brake, reverse, right. Flip, decouple, and we're going to do the apparently it's called a Dutch drop method, where we uncouple, apply some, and sometimes you have to get out the engine to do that. You take the throttle off, take the brake off before you hit the points, and then they've got a bunch of momentum. We can switch the points, and we can reverse into the flat cars. And we're just going to run these up to the logging camp this time. It's not coupled, right. Gonna have to keep the throttle up. And we're also going to go settings, save game, and make a save right now. Just so if we crash, we've at least got a save point to go from. By crash, I mean the Wi-Fi cuts out. It does auto-save, which is good, but manual save, it's going to be useful. Probably going to take it slower this run, because technically we do have infinite coal from that coaling tower, I believe. And forest camp, I did use most of the logs that are in the forest camp, so we're just going to head up there slower but more powerful to try and get there before it can regenerate some more logs. We are only at 33 money, so we will be in debt if we do buy logs. But the good news is there will be a ×2 demand bonus at the lumber mill. And the lumber mill will constantly be using logs to create products, and so unless the products fill up, there will always be that extra bonus for the logs, which would be nice and handy to have, because we'll get more income from the logs. I did find, whilst farming some money, the fishery can take as much cordwood as you throw at it. However, the amount of fish that it produces does not exceed 99. I think it can passively increase if we slow down a bit so we don't crash. Not transfer funds. Cargo chain. Fishery. Yeah, everything's a bonus for the fishery. So the cordwood just speeds up how fast it makes fish. So it uses those over time. I wonder where the food factory would be. Looking at the labels in the distance. I don't see a food factory, that's interesting. So let's look fishery. That's strange. It's food factory is going to be really far away then, because I can't see it. But it can take grain, cordwood, and fish, which would be useful to have, because we have fish, we have cordwood. I believe the farm will produce cows and grain, and from what I remember from one of the other maps, the cows sell for quite a lot of money, which would be really useful to have. So the engine sounds like this. Oh, we're out of code. I've got to drop back the throttle speed, because the draft can cause coal to instantly combust, and I think it's simulated by making the coal get used faster. So yeah, okay, now we're building pressure again. We can so slowly making our way up to the forest camp. 33 money is not a lot, but hopefully that line to the lumber mill will help. I hope that it's not too steep. It does seem quite steep from back here, but it doesn't seem like something the engine can handle with 6 flats. Which is good. Good news. I hope that we could basically keep running a bunch of logs there, and then buy another either one of the little popper cars or something to transport the fish around whilst I'm offline, because that will be really useful. I really want on the tracks. I really want a tunnel. However, the downside to having a tunnel is they're really expensive to produce, which is very nice. Oh, there's a. I'm gonna slow down just so I don't crash while I'm distracted. Cargo chain. There's a sandbar. Sandbar. What does that produce? Okay, as expected, it produces sand. Okay, so machine shop takes iron, coal, and aluminium. Makes tools and machinery which can go places. Right, slaughterhouse is fed. Okay, it can feed to the tannery. Slaughterhouse takes cows and cordwood. Okay. A lot of industries actually seem to take cordwood, so I think buying an extra car or two of cordwood would help in carrying capacity. I don't actually know how many logs we have, so I'm going to let the train roll into the station. Never mind, it stops really quickly when you're not in it. Throttle up. We'll add a little bit of coal so we don't accidentally run out of coal while we're in the middle of running. Okay, keep putting coal, keep putting coal. Then we're going to slow down. Put the brake up. Put the brake on full. Okay, I don't actually know how many logs are in here. If there's okay, that's probably not enough because it's 6 per car. Yeah, there's 3 left. Okay, so what we'll do is to let it recharge, we'll uncouple the back 3, apply the brake to this one. Oh, why is the brake not applying? Does the brake apply to this one? That's strange. So if I click the brake, does it... Oh, it's on now. That's interesting. So if I click the brake, and then click the... Oh, right, okay. So something needs to cause the animations to update, which is why the brakes aren't going on. Okay, there we go. So we've got all 3 brakes on, so they shouldn't roll away if we kick them accidentally on our way back. There's 4 logs in there right now. Because the load shouldn't be too heavy, and we've got gravity assist, we'll set the reverser close position. Which is it shouldn't use too much coal whilst you're running. Still scoop a little bit in. What we need to be careful of is at the freight depot we need to set the points in the right direction for us to head to the lumber mill. Because otherwise we'll end up heading to the fishery, which is not the desired outcome, and it will waste a bunch of time if we accidentally do that, because we have to brake and then reverse and then head back up, which would be quite annoying. Oh, there's a food factory. Hang on, cargo chain. I just need to check this fishery. Oh, that's where the food factory is. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. I'm surprised at how fast we can take that corner, actually, but it's not technically the sharpest corner on the line, I don't think. I think that might be over there. So, yeah, we've only got 3 cars, because whilst I was farming off camera, I was delivering logs and cordwood just to make a bunch of money. We're already bankrupt at negative 129, but yeah, I was running logs and cordwood. Might not have been the best decision, but yeah. Oh, okay. The clay pit, right? Cargo chain, clay pit. Where's the clay pit? Because that's really close. Oh, it just produces clay that you can take to the brickwork. Where's the brickwork? Brickwork seem really far away. So I'm just trying to look out for... Yeah, the brickwork's really far away. Because I can't see them. Unless there's one really close and I'm just ignoring it. Yeah. So we'll be able to get clay. But, oh, speak of wasting time, yeah, exactly what I thought would happen. The reverser is in reverse, it's just the train takes this long to slow down. The reason the wheels don't wheel slip and start moving backwards when you put the reverser into backwards is just because the reverser just controls when steam is admitted, and what that would do is just make a lot of resistance to the current motion, but it wouldn't stop it or make the wheels themselves spin the other way, unless there's horrific wheel slip, which might happen in real life if we were on this map, because there is quite a lot of rain. I'm going to plop a lot of cold in, simply because it's an uphill. I don't know how it's going to perform, so I'm going to keep the reverser full forwards, just to make sure that we do make it all the way up. So, yeah. First trip on this new... I just realised I should actually keep the throttle pretty low. Build menu, track, cut trees on. I can hide the menu now. I use the A and D keys now to... I think you can go through leaves, but you definitely can't go through trees. Got big forest trees up there. Gonna try to accelerate closer to them so we can chop them down quicker, but I'm gonna also need to put the throttle down. Yes, right, we can chop. Tree chop. A little bit annoying how many trees are on the line, but at least we can go through the leaves when they're no clipping, and I can clip on the leaf. Oh no. Hopefully that... Okay. It despawned quickly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that was pretty funny. The engine just tilted off the track and then got straight back on the track. Okay, having the high foundation, which I think we might have been using, don't know for certain, not always helpful, it turns out. We're gonna have to replace that when we get more money. We don't have more money, is the issue that we currently face. Uh-oh, there's more trees ahead. Yeah, that was the big foundation, that's the small foundation. We are gonna have to replace them with probably a trestle or a stone embankment piece. Okay, stop. Uh-oh. Huh? How are we okay, we're surviving somehow. Okay, right, chop that tree, 'cause it seems to be a bit close. Okay, so we've cleared the line of tree. Never mind, we haven't. The train does seem to be making it quite easily. Uh-oh. Never mind. Okay, so now we've cleared the line of trees. Alright, I don't know if there's a keybind to enable tree cutting mode. And now we're able to head up the final stretch to the Womber Mill and get our really big bonus. Hopefully we get lots of money, because we are currently in debt, negative 129. I wonder where we could go from here, because clay pit's all the way down, so I might just take that as another stub off the freight depot. Which then would lead to the slaughterhouse, and I think the shipyard, actually I haven't actually looked at the industry map that much, so cargo chain, shipyard, oh, never mind, the shipyard wouldn't take lumber. Thinking of old wooden pirate starship. Thank goodness I put that buffer there, because otherwise we would have fallen off the track. Which would have been pretty funny, but it also would have been very inconvenient. I really want to relay that track, because it's really badly done. Because we were running out. Yeah, look at that, 45! High demand bonus. Alright, and then he actually can... I'm just thinking... because it's slowly gonna do it. Can we load beams? Yes, we can, actually. So we'll take those... I'm gonna fix this track. And on the way back home I'll deliver a bunch of beams. Is anything else that's necessary? No. So it'll just take quite a long time, because there's no machinery or Rex coal to put into it. There. Probably a bit too close. Then we can take that and go there. Industry. Ah, yes, I've got more beams. Can we carry lumber? Not on these cars, okay. It's useful to know, but a little bit inconvenient. Right, what I might do is I might loaded up with beams now, so take a little while to generate the beams, but next time we're here we'll have some more beams. That also has let time for logs to be created. Plopping a bunch of coal because we ran out of fire there. We can afford, because it's quite a lot of the journey's gravity, to have the reverser very close to mid-gear. The beams, I don't know where we can deliver them right now, so I'll just check on the map before we put lumber build, right. Lumber beams, okay, we can't take them really anywhere that's useful right now. So yeah, basically Tannery, Fishery and Forest Camp, we can't take them to any of those places. Right. Once we get to Freight Depot, we'll stop and then deposit the beams, and then we'll grab more logs from the Forest Camp and take them up there. At some point we are going to have to replace this track. I'll probably do that off camera because I'll be able to farm more efficiently. Okay, so let's turn off the throttle. We should have enough momentum. I don't know for certain. I think the brakes are off. Okay, start braking now. Let's brake. Squeeze and worse. We'll break the train. Okay, let's just. Oh, oops. Okay, that's that's one way to stop efficiently. There's one way to rerail a coach. Can I nudge it without a... Yes, I can. Oh no, it's running away. Let's just push it backwards. Probably isn't the best for you, but I can't really go in third person because I can't shift lock in this game, I don't think. Alright, we all coupled? Yes, we are. Can throttle up, make sure there's a bit cold in the hole. And then we can get going, and then we'll pick up the other cars. I have just remembered that I did apply the brakes successfully. That's going to be a little bit annoying to undo the brakes. Yeah, once we get up there, we'll grab the other cars. We'll see if there's enough logs for us to bring back to the lumber mill. There's probably not enough logs for us to bring back to the lumber mill, but we'll see anyways. Hopefully we can do a full delivery to get some money, because I do, before the episode ends, want to buy another wagon. I probably would buy the 12-ton van, simply because fish, tools, food, leather, textiles, grain, it's a versatile van. Although I do want to buy this for the beams and the ingots and stuff. And I probably want a ballast wagon. Like one more ballast wagon, I'd say. So that we have 3, and then I'll see about buying 12-ton van. But, start with the ballast wagon, which is 848. Right, so... yeah, should be fine for a little bit. Oh, we can watch it from back here, that's interesting. Because I want ballast wagons so we can have a set of 3, so we can transport cordwood, fish, actually no, fish can't be taken, cordwood, gravel, bauxite. Oh, we're also going to connect up to clay soon. Sand, rum, grain, etc. Nice and quickly. I've just realised how long this episode's been going, because recorded for 26 minutes on after one cut that I made, and recorded for 40 minutes before that. So actually, I'll do this delivery. I'll note down what I want, and then we'll see about trying to get to all of that in episode 3, which I will probably just record straight after this one, simply because I can, and yeah. Oh, that's interesting. You can see floating above the... I don't think that should be there. Okay, yeah. It's doing that, fix it. If I enter map, shop... No, map, shop, and then shop. Okay. Okay, so I found a bug with the game. If you enter the map, you enter the shop, and then you exit the shop, it sort of partially thinks you're in map mode, but it also partly thinks you're in shop mode. But no, you've exited shop mode, so it, yeah, it brings up this, so let's just toggle that off. Slow down a little bit. Locomotive brake. And then we'll brake, oh. Okay, we didn't couple there, but the brakes are on, so it should have... never mind, we did couple. Right, let's take the brake off, take the brake off, take the brake off. I don't think there's enough logs to take all the way there. Yeah, there's 9 logs left. Each car takes 6, so that'll be a full load on this one, and then 3 on that one. So actually, what I might do is what we did at the lumber mill, and I might just wait for some more logs to arrive, and then we could take full delivery over, and then I might just end the episode there, because yeah, waiting for all the processing and stuff would take quite a long time. So I'll load up and I'll wait for there to be some more logs. Specifically, we need 3, 6, 9 more logs. Okay, and so let's cut, and magically there'll be more logs. So wait for quite a while, and now we've fully loaded up on logs. So we're gonna head out. We do need a bit more coal. I'm gonna try build the fire for when we reach the big slope. I'm gonna pop the reverse so far back that I don't hear much in the terms of chuffing, but there's a little bit of so we aren't drafting that much, so we aren't burning the coal very easily, which is a little bit good in that I'll just get it going a little bit better. It's good that we can just build up a fire and then leave it, and then have a lot of pressure ready for the big hill, because there's a lot of logs to carry. And we've got gravity assist right now, but in the future we won't have the gravity assist, because we'll be going against gravity to try and get up to the lumber mill. So we need as much steam pressure as we can to be able to pull the train. Slight issue is we are now popping the safety, because the buck is currently at its max. We're gonna fly straight through the freight depot, because we don't need to stop there. Should be lined to the lumber mill, I don't know for certain. And yeah, once we deliver these logs, probably gonna stop recording, and then I'm gonna, in my own time, fix all of the track and make it look nice. And the next episode, hopefully we could have maybe some people. I don't know for certain if it'll be 3 or 4 when we have people. We'll get some tracks over to the clay pit, maybe to the slaughterhouse and the quarry, and maybe to the shipyard. Clay pit, food factory, quarry seem like the closest. We also do want to get to the farm, just so that we can make some beer at the distillery. Although I don't know if it's beer or rum right now in this game. Okay, so now we're down that hill. I'm going to increase the power a little bit, so we're using a bit more of our steam that's available. Add a bit more coal. And build up a little bit of speed and momentum before we hit the hill. Okay, now we're climbing slowly. It's a pretty shallow slope when you look at it like this. I'm still going to put first full forwards, just so we get as much power as we can out of the locomotive before it slows down and stuff. Ooh, sounds like it's slowing down a little bit. Oh yeah, the Kessel block is lower, so scoop more coal in. Try to keep the first full forwards to create the maximum amount of draft. Scooping coal in. Scoopy, scoopy, scoopy. Right, okay, Kessel block is still not moving. We do seem to be going at a consistent rate. I hate how this track floats here. I will be fixing this off between episodes. Okay, so we're full up on coal. If I add any more, it will just continue to be at the same level. So almost at the one. It's taking quite a lot of power. I wonder if I could reduce that. Actually, it is speeding up if I do that. I don't need all the power I was anticipating needing. It's quite interesting. It's also useful to know so we don't unnecessarily fill up with coal and just blood pressure. Gonna try to stop building so much speed. Actually, yeah, that dugout, that's probably what costs most of the money, because reforming the land is quite expensive. Adding dirt underneath the track, adding gravel, isn't very expensive at all, but cutting out terrain to fit the tracks into it is very expensive. Just going on the left track, because the right track's still wibbly. It's a lot less wibbly, but it's still wibbly. Throttle down. Shouldn't need to add more coal for a while. Just apply a little bit of brake. But just help us stop right, and then full brake. A bit less brake, and then full brake again. We'll hop out, hop over the cars, unload the backlot. High demand bonus again. Okay, now it's just regular bonus. There are beams being made. Actually, could probably fit that onto this load. Take the beams back, and then we'll. So that's, yeah. We have enough beams to fill up this train, which would give us a lot of money. Someone's decided to use the lawn streamer outside. I don't know if it's coming through on the microphone, because I am just using my headset microphone. But someone is using a lawnmower streamer thing outside. Guess it's, oh no, it's still giving demand bonus. It's not high demand bonus, which is the full 2 times. Okay, now it's regular cash to 16. Okay, so we need to wait for it to use some of those logs before we can deliver it to it again. Okay, so that's a bunch of beams. Shouldn't need much coal to get back, so I'm not going to add more, because we're just going down due to gravity and then slowing down to get on the flat. So build up all of our speed here. Not going to add any more coal, and then that leaves us in a great position to park the locomotive. It's dancing down the track, which is realistic, but it is slightly like, because, yeah, the pistons force it to move a little bit, and the cone shape tries to keep it centered, and that kind of induces a little bit of oscillation still. These locomotives are really detailed in how the model's made. I don't know for certain, but I think if I did apply the brake, I feel like the shoes would be moving. We are using coal slightly. It's almost out of coal actually, which isn't the bad thing that you might expect it to be, because yeah, we're just coasting now. Don't need any coal. Whew. Okay, I think some of the cars were tilting around that corner actually. Let's apply a lot of brake now. Okay, we're gonna overshoot. Yeah, we're overshot by quite a lot. We're Versa is forwards, but let's see what happens if I. Nope, never mind. Because all the is building, we should have enough pressure to move. We put up so much speed there. This is an example where you shouldn't play near train tracks, because yeah, this is how long it took for me to slow down. That's probably like average speed for a train travelling on tracks, and we've got a pretty small load for modern trains. So if you go anywhere near train tracks, the train will not stop for you. It will just run you over. There are stories about elephants having tried to fight trains, but the train still won. Oh, never mind. 36? I forgot they gave quite that much. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching this video. I could cut it here because I'm conscious of time. I've been recording for more than an hour and a half combined between the recordings I've done so far. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like. If you want to see more like it, subscribe. If you don't want to see more like it, then don't subscribe. Anyways, goodbye.